And now the standing meditation, the single most important exercise in Qigong. Through standing meditation, we learn how to gather the qi, that is, increase the internal supply of qi, and how to gradually spread it, sending it through the entire body, so that areas that are congested or too full will be drained of excessive qi, and areas that are depleted will be filled with healing energy. Now let's begin the actual practice. The feet need to be shoulder-width apart, so they're straight down underneath your shoulders and parallel to each other. Now, you will need to check your feet to make sure that they are truly parallel. Sometimes we have a dissymmetry in the hips. For instance, your right hip might be a bit looser than the left, so the toe will be turned out, yet subjectively you might think the feet are parallel. Or if the left hip is looser than the right, you might be standing like this. You think the feet are parallel, but obviously they're not. So check your feet, place them in a parallel position. At the same time, you want your weight to be evenly distributed through the feet. The muscles of the feet are relaxed on the ground. You don't want to favor the toes nor the heels. You don't want to press your weight too much to the inside of your foot nor the outside. Rather, the weight spreads through the feet, evenly through the feet into the ground. This will also maximize contact between some very important acupuncture points on the bottom of the feet and the ground. These points help to draw yin energy, earth energy, up through the entire body. As you're standing, you want the knees to be bent. The knees to be bent enough that as you look down, the knees seem to just cover the toes. You can't see the toes. Not beyond that. That will strain the knees, and you certainly don't want to have the knees locked. Again, the knees a little bit bent, covering the toes as you look straight down. You'll find that also helps the abdomen to relax, and in fact, the bent knees frees up the diaphragm and allows greater ease of diaphragmatic abdominal breathing. There should be a crease between the thigh and the hip. This area is called the qua in Chinese. Between the thigh and the hip, it's also called the inguinal area, the inguinal ligament in Western medicine. This area is slightly indented and soft. That keeps the hips more relaxed. The spine is straight, plumb erect. Straight this way, straight up and down, not straight on an incline, obviously not lean back or to one side or the other. Plumb erect. The tailbone feels as though it is pulled slightly downwards. The tailbone straight down and the head lifted a little bit up. This is called Dui La Jing, oppositional pulling strength. Tailbone down, crown lifted, and thus the entire spinal column stretched and open. A very pleasant feeling of spaciousness in the spine itself. The chest is relaxed. This is called Han Xiong. Han Xiong means drop and release the chest. This also allows the ribs to hang. Anatomically they hang, so we allow them just to be completely relaxed. That way they are free to move. Although we are primarily breathing abdominally, that doesn't mean we freeze, stop, or close the chest. So Han Xiong, drop, relax the chest. The yin energy in the front of the body is allowed to descend. The back of the body is very yang and allowed to be long, open, in touch with the heavens. The crown of the head is lifted as though there's a string holding you from above, kind of like a puppet. This will create greater ease in the back of the neck. The chin, very slightly down. Don't drop your chin all the way into the chest. Just maybe 1/8 of an inch down, enough to feel that the back of the neck is open, as though you're exposing the area just under the head. Back of the neck open. So chin down, head lifted, the entire spine long, chest dropped. Of course, the shoulders dropped and relaxed. We want to have all of the joints of the body relaxed, open, never locked. So get the feeling of this way of standing. The abdomen very relaxed. Let the abdomen hang down and out. Don't pull the stomach in. When you control and tighten your abdomen in that way, you prevent that gentle massaging movement which massages all of the internal organs. Also, we tend to get literally uptight when we pull the stomach in. So the stomach is really relaxed. The weight of the body is sunk down through the feet. At the same time, the energy of the ground is rising up through the entire body. Also, make sure that the shoulders are relaxed. The shoulders should feel as though they are sunk straight down. Now be careful when you sink and relax the shoulders that they're not hunched to the front nor pulled back. Rather, let the weight of your arms bring the shoulders straight down. That will be true throughout the standing meditation. Even if the arms are raised up to the height of the eyes, still we want the shoulders relaxed down. We have a natural tendency to lift the shoulders and thus to waste effort, to do unnecessary motion when we raise the arms. So please be conscious of the shoulders staying relaxed, all of the joints of the body relaxed and open. The mouth is lightly closed. We're breathing only through the nose. The tongue is touching the upper palate. The tongue touching the upper palate. Of course, we're breathing abdominally. We're working towards the goal of Dantian breathing, where not only the abdomen expands with inhalation, but the abdomen and the lower back expand with inhalation. And of course, the abdomen and lower back retract with exhalation. Now, the positions of the arms for standing. First, check your posture. Go gradually through the different points. Make sure your weight is evenly passing through the feet, the spine long, chest and abdomen relaxed, joints, shoulders relaxed, mouth lightly closed, slow, easy breathing. And the first position is with the arms rounded. Imagine that you have the space of a fist under each armpit. That will give your arms the correct shape. When you round the arms, just lift them slightly from where they naturally hang. Don't push them to the front or bring them back behind your body. If they're behind your body, your chest is going to expand and it will be very difficult to do abdominal breathing. So just as the arms hang, lift them slightly, rounded. The rounded shape is the entire arm, not just the wrist. Be careful that you're not doing this. If you raise the hands this way, or if you push them out this way, then the wrists become tight. The chi is stopped there. The blood circulation is inhibited as it flows towards the fingertips. So an easy, graceful, rounded shape. Check your arms and your hands. Make sure you have it. The fingers are gently spread open. We don't want to tighten them, but of course we don't want to clench them. So just a gentle spread as though there is water flowing through the arms, in fact through the entire body, right to the fingertips. And we will be holding this. Please hold this with me. You can hold it for a maximum of 3 minutes, gradually building the amount of time that you stand week after week. In the beginning, about 5 to 10 minutes of total standing time is sufficient. Later, as you get used to it, as your body adapts to the standing posture, you can increase the length of practice until you're standing a total of about 20 to 25 minutes of standing meditation. So this is the first posture. It's a relaxed, meditative stance. The eyes are open. The eyes are looking long and into the distance. Allow the visual field to become part of your experience. Allow the auditory field to become part of your experience. You don't have to block out any particular sensation. Let it all become part of standing. Keeping the eyes open with a soft, relaxed gaze, a long gaze into the distance, also allows your whole body to relax. When we focus too exclusively on a particular object, the energy inside also becomes tight. So it's a wide open gaze, not looking at anything in particular. This was posture number 1. We gradually take this circular shape and bring it up to posture number 2, which is the height of the breastbone. The arms are rounded. Remember, rounded arm means the entire shape, not closing the wrists in, not opening them up. The whole shape is rounded. Fingertips gently extended, fingers gently extended. Now, very important in this central position, number 2 for the standing meditation, keep the tips of the elbows down. The elbows feel as though there is a weight attached to them. pulling them slightly down. That helps your shoulders to relax. Please try this with me. If you lift your elbows a little bit up, notice what's happening to your shoulders and your ribs. Your shoulders are lifting and rotating inwards. The ribs are also lifting. The breath is rising to the upper chest. We want to keep the breath sunk, relaxed, full, so it fills this lower energy center known as the dantian, the field of the elixir. So very, very important when your hands are at the height of the chest, the elbows sunk, relaxed. The chest also relaxed. This will help the qi to descend, reaching all the way down to the feet. And again, holding this position for a couple of minutes. Don't do too much in the beginning. Have some patience. With perseverance and regular practice, you can gradually increase the length of time that you are standing. Hold it silently, let your senses be open, the eyes are open, the ears are open, whatever sounds are in your environment are part of your standing experience. Keeping the eyes open, you will find, also helps with the balance. And when you feel ready, you can very gradually move into posture number 3. Now, do this without any break in your inner feeling or experience. That is, as you move from one posture to the next, don't think of it as a new exercise, but rather one continuous movement, one continuous flow of qi. So from here, staying with your feeling, staying with your breathing, not disturbing the breath. You're carrying this circle, this circular shape from chest height to the height of the eyes with the palms turned diagonally out. Now what I mean by diagonally out is that the hands are not facing straight ahead, nor are they facing towards each other. Rather, if I was facing straight ahead in my home, one hand would be facing one corner of the room, the other hand the other corner of the room. So palms are facing out diagonally. Another way to think of this is that you have a giant sphere in front of you. A giant sphere in front, and your palms and forearms are resting on the sphere. Sometimes having that image helps us to maintain the circular shape. And again, we will hold this very relaxed. Remember what I said earlier about keeping the shoulders down. There is certainly a tendency many of us have to unnecessarily raise the shoulders when the arms are up. That's a drain on energy, makes you tight, makes you uptight. So shoulders relaxed. Check your posture. Make sure your weight is still evenly distributed through the feet. Make sure the knees are bent. The abdomen relaxed, the chest, the ribs, the spine long and open, the chin very slightly down, the head as though lifted or suspended, the tongue touching the upper palate. And we are meditating, observing, feeling, noticing the breathing, noticing places of comfort or discomfort. Whatever it is that is actually happening now, we are learning to appreciate and understand more deeply. In that awareness, it becomes possible to reach a deeper state, a more balanced and healthy state. And holding in silence. When you feel ready, then we go to the last posture in standing meditation, number 4. The hands slowly float down as though they are swimming in the air. Again, no break in your feeling. We're still staying with the breath. The energy is still building up, accumulating, spreading through the body, until the hands are about the height of the hip bone, palms facing towards the ground. Now you can actually vary it from the top of the iliac crest all the way down to the femur, anywhere in that area which is comfortable for you, from the head of the femur to the top of the hip bone. There should be a feeling of floating under the palms, a slight buoyancy, as though your hands are resting on a watery surface, resting on the surface of a lake. Again, the whole body relaxed. Now here, there is a very slight break in the wrist, you should think that the top of your hand here has a rounded shape. So the roundedness is in this area. This area is rounded. The hands are floating. You'll find that with the hands down in this position, it is easier to sink the breath. When the arms are lifted, we tend to raise the breath to bring it more to the upper chest. Now with the hands down, we can really feel the breath sinking. Remember that abdominal breathing. The stomach opens. If possible, the lower back opens when you inhale, and it closes when you exhale. Enjoy the feeling of standing, breathing, the senses open, noticing whatever is happening now. When you've stood as long as is comfortable and possible for you at this stage in your training, then to close the standing meditation, let the hands gradually relax down to the sides. The body can rise up just slightly. If your stance was a bit uncomfortable, let your body rise up just a little bit. Now we're going to take the back of the hands and just rest them on the hips from behind. Just let them relax there. And we're going to give ourselves a foot massage. But this is a very unusual foot massage. The ground is massaging our feet. We're going to shift the weight towards the toes without lifting the heels off the ground. We're feeling the weight passing through each part of the foot. Now the weight is shifting back towards the heels. And we keep shifting front to back several times, no particular number, as though the body is drifting in the breeze, like a tree. To the front, make sure the toes are relaxed. All the way back to the heels are relaxed. We are using the ground to massage the feet. Then, several times right and left. The same idea, we are giving ourselves a foot massage. Feel the weight passing through each muscle and bone in the feet. And circling. It doesn't matter which direction you start with. Circle the weight through each part. It'll be moving especially through the outside of the feet, towards the heels, the outside of the other foot, through the toes. Several circles one way and several circles another. Let your feet really be relaxed, just as if you are truly giving yourself a foot massage. This feels wonderful after a long standing meditation. The standing is really the core of your Qigong practice. It builds up a greater supply of healing Qi. So if you become ill, your body can return to health more quickly. Your body can repair itself more easily and efficiently. So you want to gradually increase the length of time of your standing, and whenever you finish, do this wonderful foot massage. At the end, the hands come down, and then we prepare for the next phase of the exercise. Before we continue, let's review the essential principles of standing meditation. First, the feet are parallel and shoulder-width apart. The weight is even. The knees are slightly bent. They are neither collapsed inwards nor bowed out. All of the joints are relaxed, especially the knees, the elbows, hips, and shoulders. The spine is straight and long. The chest and ribs are relaxed. The head feels suspended as though held from above. The chin is very slightly down. The mouth is closed with the tongue touching the upper palate. The eyes are open with a relaxed, level gaze. All of the postures feel spherical and rounded. The abdomen is relaxed. When you inhale, the abdomen expands. When you exhale, the abdomen retracts and closes. And most importantly, practice awareness, the mind and the senses open.